Hi, and welcome to this 15-minute mobility full body mobilizing session. Start in a comfortable seat and let's start with head twists from side to side. Just tucking your chin down to your shoulders, gently rotate the head from side to side and then start to bring the ears down to the top of the shoulder, just stretching through the side of the neck. Good. From here we're going to take a deep breath in, interlock the fingers, reach up nice and tall, stretch up to the ceiling and then tip over to one side. Bring it back to the center and exhale to breathe out to the other side. Just easing into this stretch, opening up the space in your rib cage. Tuck the fingers in, reach forward, round off the back, tuck your chin to your chest. Now lift up tall, lift the chest up, roll those shoulders back and again. Big spinal mobility. Roll it forward and then open up to lift up the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades back together, curl in. It's like a big cat curl stretch here in your seated position. Let's roll through the shoulders. Nice big rolls, lift the hands up and now let's start to do full arm circles. Think about lifting the arms up, slowly bringing the biceps past your ears, sweeping down, trying to keep the shoulder blades down. Let's bring ourselves up onto our hips and move them around in a circle into that kneeling position. We're just moving around. Start with small little circles and let's make them a little bit bigger. Good. Now let's take it back the other way. Pushing the hips to one side, roll the pelvis back, drive the hips forward. Nice little pelvic tilts. Staying relaxed, let's lean back a little bit and then coming forward. Just try and separate the knees as far as is comfortable, tucking the toes under and then rock ourselves forward and back. Just trying to stretch through the inner thighs now and those hips. Bring the upper body down if you need, or you can stay onto your hands. Drop the hips forward. Just go as far as your body will allow you today in this session. Now let's return to a seated position. Bringing those feet out in front of you. We will windscreen wiper the knees side to side. Leaning back ever so slightly, supporting your body weight with your hands. And trying to bring the opposite knee down to the floor, just in line with your heel. Nice. Each time you go down, you'll see that you can go a little bit further. Now let's move on. Going to bring yourself over onto a kneeling position again. A couple of little shoulder rolls. Let's take one hand forward. Let's stretch through the forearms. So you tuck the fingers down. Good. Let's do that on the other side. So tuck the fingers down, stretching through the back of the forearm. And now tuck the fingers back behind you to release underneath. Couple of wrist rolls in one direction, making small circles, and let's rotate it back the other way. Now let's flick it out, just get rid of any tension before returning down to the floor, and let's do some nice big cat cow stretch. We're going to really try and breathe in and then separate, create some space through the shoulder blades. Tuck the chin in, tuck the head in, try a big cat cow stretch. Then tilt the pelvis, lift the head, make a big dip in your lower back. Breathe in, round. Good, big lift. And that's it, good. Let's release any tension that you might still have in the shoulders. And think about doing some shoulder retractions. So keeping the spine straight and then pull back. From here, we're going to get a little bit more into your wrist mobility and flexibility. We place one hand in front of the other. We gently rock side to side. Going to place the other hand in front. And then again, just shifting your body weight side to side, easing out any little tension, releasing the tightness. And then from here, just bring your knees in ever so slightly. Making yourself nice and flat before tucking back and pushing your weight back onto your heels. Leaning back, releasing any tension and tightness through the spine. We're going to do that again. So I want you to lift up, push back onto your heels, And now try and be dynamic to bring it forward. Rocking forward so the knees come down to the floor. They might not touch, that's okay. And then you sink your weight back into your hips before coming forward. Now let's push ourselves back into just a little squat position, rocking from side to side to ease ourselves in. Keeping the chest up if you can, and drive the hips up. And bring it back down. Your hands can be flat on the floor. And let's rock forward and start to move a little bit deeper. Nice hip opener this. Put some heat into the hips. And also working through your ankle flexibility. Sometimes your hamstrings can be a little bit tight, so you might need a soft bend in your knees, that's okay. We lift the hips high and then see if we can just tuck in. Trying to keep our tummy just flat onto our thighs when we lift up. Just take your time with these, working with your breath. Each time you lift up, you'll find that you'll be able to go a little bit further into the move. And now let's grab hold of each of our elbows and just start to swing side to side, releasing any tension in the lower back. Hands can come down to the floor. We tuck the head in and drop those hips, walking ourselves back and finding that kneeling tabletop position. From here, nice big cat-cow stretch again. Should find that you've got a little bit more movement this time. You should feel freer and able to make a bigger spine curl. And then as we retract those shoulders, see the movement that you can get by dropping down and then pulling the shoulder blades back. Trying to avoid bending your elbows at this point. It's all movement in the shoulders. Let's tuck those toes under. Pushing yourself back onto your heels again, rocking forward. See if we can bring those hips up a little bit higher this time as you come back. And let's find our first little down dog position, if you like, for the day. Hips come up. Now let's drop it down, push back and rise up nice and tall back to down dog. Freeing up round through the middle part of your upper back, underneath your armpits and also in those hamstrings. Before walking out, pedaling the feet. Pushing back into that big stretch. Just get comfortable with your hand position, your foot position. And now let's see if we can roll forward and curling all the way through the back before we drop the hips down, raising the chest up. Trying to create like a cobra hood position in our top part of our back. And really trying to think about getting that big wave through the body as you roll forward. Really compress, push back, hips come down last, and we pull back to open up the chest. Again, curl, lift, push, 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 that's it. And settle into it, driving down through the heels. Feeling free, feeling mobile. Getting the body ready. And again, drive it up before we push back onto the heels. Just drop your head down to the floor, take a moment to relax. We're going to walk ourselves back to that tabletop position. We start warming up through the middle part of your thoracic spine now with your hand by the side of your temple. You're going to drop the elbow down in line with the front hand, lifting up and open. Now let's start to swing the arm up, reaching tall, threading underneath. And now let's just settle as we can see if we can thread underneath. Good, settling the head down onto the floor, shoulders onto the floor. And just breathe into this movement. We're going to switch it up to the other side. So set yourself up, be stable, hand to the side of your temple, lift up, and then bring the elbow down. Trying to synchronize your movement with your breath, moving smooth and slow. Open, and then closing the gap. Reach up. Now let's see if we can thread it underneath. That's it, as we just settle down and rest it there for a moment. Just breathe. Enjoy this part. We're going to come back onto all fours. From here, in a kneeling position, bring one foot forward and let's just start rocking backwards and forwards on that front foot. Trying to stretch into your front of your thigh, into your hip flexor now. Easing yourself forward and back, keeping that chest up high, and let's bring the hands down, tuck the back toe under, lift that back leg up, And then just start to drop the knee ever so slightly and then extend the leg. That's it. Big stretch. Now let's lift up, try and be open through the chest. All the time trying to open through the front of the hip as well. From here we're just going to lift up, step the feet together, and we're going to switch, take the other leg back, starting with your little rocks forward and back. Putting some heat into the front of those hip flexors again, and try to ease out any tightness. With each sinking down, you might find that you can push a little bit further, and try to focus on keeping the body upright in this movement as well, so we're not collapsing down and losing our posture. We tip forward, hand comes inside the foot, extend the leg, and then start to dip the knee and straighten the leg. If you need to stay in the first position, that's totally fine. And then from here we step in again. Nice. Just settle into how that feels, squatting yourself down. Now lift up tall, tucking the face in to meet the knees, trying to be nice and close to your legs now. Hips are high. Now we just need to adjust our feet, coming to the edges of our mat, coming down into your low yogi squat. You can have the feet flat on the floor. Sometimes you might need to have the heels raised a little bit. But we're trying to work so we can get deep into this movement with the hips low and chest high and core engaged. And just work through this movement in your own time, with your own breath. Shuffling the feet into the center. We're going to slowly tuck the head in again. And let's see if we can just rise up nice and slow. Just try and be heavy like a rag doll, curling all the way through that spine again. Bringing the head up last. As we get to the top, we roll through the shoulders. Good. Take your time here. Take a moment to reset. Deep breath in, lift tall. And then let's stretch it over to the side once more. And other side. Just feeling where there's any areas of tightness still in your body that you might want to wriggle your way out. From here we're going to tuck the chin onto our chest, and again really start to curl forward, so you're dragging yourself down your body, coming down just as far as your hamstrings and lower back will allow, which might be your hands on the floor, and then tuck your chin, and then again from here slowly rise up. Taking your time, you're trying to imagine that you're stacking your vertebrae, your spine blocks just one at a time, like a strong building block tower. Rolling the shoulders at the top. Reset, we're going to go again. Smooth, steady and strong, taking your time. And again, deep breath in at the bottom. Reset yourself, bring it down. Stepping back, you're going to find your little child's pose position, to just take a moment, bring the hands back behind you, reaching towards your heels. Next transition, you're going to reset yourself. So turning around to now be just seated on the floor, bring your soles to your feet together. You can lean back ever so slightly as you butterfly the knees and try to get some fluid movement into the inner thighs and also into your groin and hip area. From here, just gently start to lean forward, hold the stretch, and just see how far your body will allow you to go into that. Just shake the legs out as you bring them out in front of you. Cross your one foot over the knee and then start rocking your hips side to side. We're going to take the foot down to the floor, the one that's crossed over your knee. So get ready just to follow it down, place it down onto the floor. And then from here, let's pick up our bottom leg and we're going to tuck that in underneath our bum. Sit ourselves up tall, tuck both feet into our hips, stacking our knees on top of each other, lift up, and then gently bring yourself forward. And then just holding it there, feeling the stretch around the side of your hip and your glutes. Let's untangle the legs and do that on the other side. Crossing the foot over the other knee, make sure you've gone to the other side. Start rocking it side to side again. allowing the sole of your foot to lead the way. And then when you're ready, you're just going to take it down to the floor, place it there nice and slow, lifting yourself up. Find the stretch, tuck the foot in behind you, stack the knees. Might need to wiggle yourself into position and gently lean forward and increase that range of movement to increase the stretch and the flexibility within your body. Nice. All right, extend those legs out in front of you. From here, you're just going to gently take yourself back down to the floor. Really strong core engagement right now. Lay yourself down, bring the arms over your head. Now sweep and engage, lift, 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 and try to bring yourself up, 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 up. Super tall, super strong, and reaching towards the feet. Again, control on your way down. Slide, sweep. Now sit, reach, engage, engage. Let's go, push, push, lift up. There we go, well done. Good, just take your time with this movement. If your knees need to be slightly bent, then that's okay. Lifting yourself up. This time your feet are going to come up. You're going to sweep them over your head. And now see how gentle and slow and controlled you can be to lower them all the way back down to the floor. Good, again, let's lift ourselves up. Lift, lift, lift. Going to try and bring the feet over the head as far as is comfortable. And gently lowering all the way down. Extend yourself, lay yourself flat down on the floor before lifting up one more time. Big, big lift. Engage those abs, super strong core, flexibility and mobility through the back. Gently lowering it all the way back down. And then just relax, settle yourself in before lifting yourself back up. Well done, team. We are now coming towards the end of your workout, so you should be feeling mobilized. Thank you so much for joining me in this video today. If you've enjoyed your workout, please consider subscribing, drop a like, and I will see you on the next one.